In the latter half of the 20th century, the Walt Disney Company had a rather roller coaster of a time with their animation department, almost losing it entirely. This was because of the rivalry between the executives of the company, most notably Michael Eisner, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and Walt's own nephew, Roy E. Disney. Problems began when Ron Miller, Walt's son-in-law, was ousted as president of Walt Disney Productions in 1984. Under his leadership, the company became the target of a number of takeover attempts, and so his cousin-in-law, Roy E. Disney, felt that he needed out. Hired in his place were Frank Wells and Michael Eisner, who brought Jeffrey Katzenberg with him from Paramount Pictures. Eisner became the new face of the company, despite being generally unimpressed by people, presenting a TV show called The Wonderful World of Disney, shown on ABC, a new acquisition of the company. He emphasized on the Disney sub-company, Touchstone Pictures, as well as TV and home video. Wells was more behind the scenes, becoming president of the company, and never really got into the rivalry. However, he had a charm that Eisner didn't have, representing everything Michael wanted to be. Katzenberg was put in charge of reviving the motion picture division as well as the failing animation department. Although he resigned in 1977, Roy E. Disney still had a seat on the board of directors until 1984, which allowed him to oust Miller. Eisner took a keen interest in revitalizing the parks, proposing the establishment of new worldwide parks and various film projects, his most successful most probably being Who Framed Roger Rabbit. From 1993, Katzenberg wanted to become Eisner's second-in-command, but that meant demoting Frank Wells to vice chairman, and so Eisner refused. Even when Wells died in a helicopter crash 10 years after being brought into the company, Katzenberg did not receive a promotion. This led to tension between the two, as Eisner had promised him the position if something happened to Wells. Jeffrey Katzenberg was a rather controversial figure within the animation department. There was some animosity between himself and the animators, especially when he decided to edit 12 minutes of the failed Black Cauldron despite such a thing never being done before. However, under his direction, the animation department started making a name for itself again, with the critically acclaimed Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, although I do think that the latter's two success can be credited more to their composers Howard Ashman and Alan Menken, but that's my own opinion, Aladdin and The Lion King. He also helped with the partnership between the Walt Disney Company and Pixar. More tension arose when Roy E. Disney felt that Katzenberg was taking too much credit for the aforementioned film's successes. Katzenberg heavily involved himself in the promotion of The Lion King, often seen with a real lion, as well as Beauty and the Beast a few years prior. Eisner did not care about taking credit and allowed Katzenberg to do so, which infuriated Disney. In response to Katzenberg wanting the presidential position, Disney told Eisner, "If you make him president, I will start a proxy fight." Instead, Eisner appointed Michael Ovitz, although he was fired just over a year later. Disney also said in reference to credit that he went through it with Walt and a lot of the guys that worked for him, and watched them be outshone by so much. As a result, Disney promoted many home video releases of Disney classics to take away some of the spotlight from Katzenberg. Usually, at cast and crew viewings of a movie, the executives would get up on stage and give a speech. At the viewing of The Lion King, all speeches were recorded prior to the event and shown on a screen because tensions were just too high for them all to be on a stage together. The tensions between the three men were starting to become well known outside of the company within the media, and at the premiere of the movie, Katzenberg avoided any interviews with the press. He was also fired later, which cost the company a lot of money as he sued it for $250 million. They soon settled and Jeffrey Katzenberg went on to create DreamWorks. In 2003, Roy E. Disney officially resigned, and 2 years later, Michael Eisner himself stepped down as CEO, transferring duties to Bob Iger as he was pressured to by the board. This was due to a lack of planning on the direction of the company following a number of failures in the early 2000s. This includes in the animation department, feature film department, and the parks. Thus ends the Disney Rivalry.